Welcome to Tapped In with Tony. I am your host, Tony Bogan, and joining me tonight is a hoops content creator based out of Cleveland, Ohio, Miguel Sanchez, aka It's Really Miguel, aka the Scoliosis Hooper. Miguel, thank
Ooh, what's going on, y'all? Appreciate you for having me, Tony, man.
Of course, man. Thank you for coming on. It was just seeing all the stuff that you're putting out, even videoing some of it when the sports are in off season. Technically, there
Yeah,
really isn't an off season when it comes to content creation.
exactly. Never off season. Always on, always going.
Yep. So tell us a little bit about yourself for the people who are tuning in for the first time.
So, my name is Miguel, as he told you. Um, I have scoliosis, which is when you have a curvature in your back. And basically, since I was a kid, I always wanted to hoop. My scoliosis stopped me from doing that. So, when I finally had surgery, I was able to start. And yeah, man, it's just been a blessing to be able to do it.
That's amazing, man. Where are you from initially? Well, you said Cleveland, but where did you grow up?
So I grew up in the Denison neighborhood. Um, Went to a little elementary school named Elmira.
Okay.
Um, yeah, man, that's really where I came from. Small
Gotcha.
little neighborhood.
How's it like growing up there in west side of Cleveland? Because I know you're by Ohio City and Steelyard and so on.
Yeah, so Ohio City's came a long way. First off, it's booming over there now.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't like that when I was a kid though. Really, the only thing that was going on in Ohio City was West 25th. The West Side Market, the Daves, the Great Lakes. That was the only things there as a kid, and yeah. So now you got Town Hall. You got what's it called? Fig something. There's some nice spots over there now. Definitely up and
Absolutely.
coming for sure.
And my aunt, before she passed away, my aunt actually lived in Ohio City, lived right across from Metro Health, lived right across from Dave's.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of places. There's Mitchell's. It used to be
Yeah.
called Club Moda back in the day, but it was Mitchell's. You have Iggy, which is walking distance.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
everything there is walking distance now, man. It's great. You could just park and just see everything now. Even the Metro Health, like they've completely renovated it. They've added a whole nother wing to it. So
Hmm.
that whole neighborhood, man,
Okay.
I miss being over there.
Yeah. Where are you? Where are you guys at right now?
So we actually live in Lakewood now, right by Lakewood High School. Actually, we're
Okay.
like literally couple blocks around.
Wow, I was up there covering. I've covered baseball over there. I covered a basketball game there last month.
Oh yeah, yeah. Their gym is nice too. I actually know a guy that used to go to school there, and I know one of the coaches. Pretty cool dude.
Yep, Lakewood and Iggy both played each other last week in district.
Mm-hmm.
Iggy won pretty handily, and they're in the Sweet 16. They'll be playing up the road from me this in a couple days at Kent State.
That's gonna be a good cover.
Yep, it's Iggy versus I believe Maslin Jackson, and they're a great program in Northeast Ohio.
Who you think got that game?
Ooh, man. I think Ignatius train's gonna roll all the way down to Dayton.
I don't really watch too much high school basketball. I do know a couple guys that I shoot around with, play with. Um but yeah, I don't really get too much into it. I was actually gonna go to Ignatius when I was in going into high school. So, you know, my own choices prevented me from doing that, but I still root for those guys at the end of the day because that was my dream school going into high school. So
Okay. And it was funny that you mentioned that you currently are living in Lakewood. That's also another spot that's always hopping.
oh yeah, oh yeah, Lakewood. When I was little, it was like if you lived in Lakewood, you were that person. You were
Mm,
at the tippy top at the time. So when I finally got my first apartment, when me and my wife turned 20, it was like we gotta go to Lakewood. We gotta go to Lakewood, and then yeah, we were there for a couple years. went over to Ohio City again because we when we first met, that's where we were, and then we went to Lakewood, and then back to Ohio City, and now we're in Lakewood again. We just can't make up our minds, man.
Next thing you know, you'll be in Ohio City again.
No, really, really.
Yep. So basically, talk about how you got started with your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so it's interesting. YouTube basketball was not something I originally planned on doing. Um, when I first started playing basketball, I just like was playing just for the fun of it. I started playing at like 18 years old. Didn't get serious until about 20 when I started training and everything like that. And YouTube basketball, I saw these guys creating content, and I'm like, I think it'd be pretty fun to do some things like that. I like to make videos. I like to entertain people off camera. So I started doing it, and at first I kind of was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't feel like I'm good enough. Um, I don't feel like I can create good enough content or anything like that. And lately, the content's been really taking a stride, and it's really been kicking up lately. And yeah, man, it's just awesome. I didn't plan to do it. I actually did YouTube gaming,
Mm.
but no one will ever see that channel. I'm never gonna show anyone now. It wasn't very good, but we'll keep that in the past. But yeah, YouTube basketball definitely feels more natural for me, and yeah, man, it just feels good to go out there and do it with some really good, talented players.
How have you met all of those players, especially over the years? You started taking it seriously in 2022, year before I showed up in one of you guys' runs. So talk about all that.
So meeting all the guys was kind of like what I would do is I'd rent the gym. As you know, when you showed up to one, I would just rent the gym, and I would tell people, yeah, bring your people, and we'll just continue to grow upon it. And going to other gyms, public gyms and stuff, meeting people like that, like that's how I've continuously been growing the community. And a lot of guys in Cleveland, they know who Miguel is. They know who the Scoliosis Hooper is. If you say Miguel, they know I'm having a run somewhere, man. I'm putting something going on, and they're always asking me if there's a session going on because I try to bring the best players and the best comp, put on some good events, and so yeah, it's just been growing continuously like that, just through the power of connections. Going to leagues, seeing what guys are there, asking all of them, you want to go to a private run or anything like that, and it's just been awesome, continuously growing a community. People that you would never think would be friends with one another are now becoming friends through the power of the connections that we've been building here.
Exactly. And it just includes me having shot some of you guys' videos.
Exactly, man. And it was so crazy that you were there that day because we didn't even really plan to do anything. It was just gonna be a, you know, nice little private run, and you were there. And man, it's been great. You know what I'm saying? You come out when you can, cover your stuff, and you come over there, get some fire content for yourself. And yeah, man, like power of connections. I can't even speak on it the way I really want to because it's like it can just go on and on and on. And
Oh yeah.
man,
What's that say
been
about
cool.
what's that say about the rise of just how the rise of talent in Northeast Ohio in general, like even at the high school level with what you guys do with your runs. So what does that say about the rise when you see a lot of these hoopers still out there making stuff happen?
Well, what I'd say is, we're all feeding off each other. You know what I mean? Like even the young guys that are in high school now, they start playing with grown men at a very young age, and it just helps to develop them quicker. Same goes for me. As I said, I started hooping at 18. Really got serious about it when I turned about 20, and it was just playing great comp. You know what I'm saying? Like we just feed off each other like that. We see how one dude do a move, and we're like, oh, we could do that, and then we try that move and now we're doing it, and like everybody's just continuously feeding off each other here in Northeast Ohio, man. And like I honestly think we have some of the best hoopers out there, man. I mean, if you've seen a lot of YouTube content creators, like a lot of them are from here in Ohio. Like a lot of the best players are from here. I mean, the GOAT, the NBA GOAT is from Ohio. You know what I mean? So like it just goes to show, man, we just continue to feed off each other, and we're all growing as a community of basketball players.
Who are some of the toughest matchups you've had to go against during runs? Like, who are some of your top hoopers that you've gone against when you talk
Oh
about
man,
take as much time as you need?
this is a hard question, man, because you never want to talk about the tough matchups, because especially when they watch this, they're gonna feed off that energy as soon as I play them again, man. But I just ran some 1v1s actually um, last week, and this dude always gives me a problem, man, always. And I feel like I can lock up anybody, any size, any speed, it doesn't really matter. But this guy always seems to give me a lot of problems. His name is Tay. Man, this dude is tough, man. He plays with a lot of energy. He comes in and he flips that switch like no one else. Like when Westbrook goes ahead and he's dancing sideline on the court, and then all of a sudden, as soon as that game starts, that killer instinct comes in. He's exactly like that. Yeah, he just plays with such great energy on the court, man. He always gives me a problem. Another guy would probably be D1 Billionaire. You guys can see him on YouTube as well. He's going to be in one of my recent videos. He is a mid-range master, man. Like, this guy can get a shot off on anyone from the mid-range. I'm telling you, killer
He's got
mid-range.
hops too, man. Like
Yeah. Especially for his height.
5'7". That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy that he has
Yeah.
hops like that. That's Nate
That's
Robinson type.
that's what gets me, man. He's a phenomenal player, man. Like, I played him one-on-one, and man, I gotta run that. I gotta run that matchup back with him. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
And you guys talk about what happened like last summer. Were you guys part of the Revolutionary Minds Summer League? I know a couple of players that you guys have had runs have come to runs were part of that summer league.
Yeah. That I actually want to be a part of this year. I definitely want to be a part of that this year, man. That's actually like my mom used to live right there down the street, and when I lived with my mom, they had that going on, and yeah, I've always just wanted to be a part of it. I'm too old to play now in the league myself, but I definitely want to come out, show some support, maybe get some footage, and maybe do a collaboration event with them. You know what I mean? We'll get some Scoliosis Hooper jerseys on those guys and just go for it. It's a great league, great opportunities, and yeah, man, they got some hoopers in there for sure. All young cats, high school players, and even some middle schoolers in there. They're real tough.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think one of the best things about Revolutionary Minds Summer League is not only does it provide something for the kids to do, it actually is they're doing right by the city of Cleveland because Cleveland does get a bad a lot.
Yeah, it
So
always gets a bad rep, and I think it just comes more from the fact like we're such a huge city. You have to expect that some things are gonna happen. No city's perfect, obviously,
oh,
but I mean, Cleveland's up and coming, man. There's construction and renovation going on everywhere around the city, and yeah, man. Like, I think that bad rap is going to be gone pretty soon. People are starting to come here for vacations, man, and that says something.
yeah, word to the hastily made Cleveland tourism video. Yeah, we're gonna get a new revised version.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys' plans? Where are y'all your plans down the line as far as content and runs goes? Like, you guys gonna do
So
tournaments, etc.
I did a 1v1 tournament when I first started creating videos, and we had 16 guys then, and I just want to keep growing, keep continuing to grow the community, not just my channel, but the community itself. Like I said earlier on, we have so many guys that are cool with guys that they never would have hooped with. You know what I'm saying? And like, we're continuously going to build upon that. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. Like, it's not easy to sit here and create content when you have a full-time job and you're a full-time father and a full-time husband. But man, we're going to continue to go for it
That's what
all 2024, 25, 26. And when I can't play basketball no more, we're still going to keep it going, man.
that's
Because
what
it's not just me, it's a community. And so 1v1 tournament, I want to get to like one day having like 100 guys in it,
Mm,
and it'll be like a weekend event. Like that's a goal of mine. That's a far long-term goal. Short term, we're just going to continue to grow the community, man. We're going to continue going and do events. Maybe have a few park runs this year because a lot of hoopers outside, and might as well go out there and get it.
exactly. And that's one of the best things about creating content. Like I mainly focus on high school and I've dabbled a little bit in the college ranks this year, but just seeing all the talent from just so many different people just creating content, just create doing the different types of content. It's like it's a big community.
Yeah.
It's a big community and we're in it.
Yeah, definitely. And it's crazy because I've been doing this YouTube stuff for about 2, 3 years, and there are still guys that I've played with that like aren't 100% in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as my runs with the guys that I do it with, they're in there, but they're like out on the same time. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? But we're gonna continue to grow on it, and eventually we're gonna have not just Cleveland, we're gonna have Strongsville, we're gonna have North Ridgeville, we're gonna have all these guys from all over, even guys from who knows, other states, other countries. Let's just keep going, man.
you're pretty fired up about this. This kind of reminds me of, and I was watching a documentary on this. You remember the and one mixtapes?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Plan on something like that, like an and one mixtape.
dude, that would be crazy. That
Yeah,
would be crazy.
if they did something like that in Northeast Ohio, that would take the already high amount of fire content that we get and make it even higher.
Oh yeah, that would shatter the ceiling to a whole nother level. It
Yeah,
like we would break through the roof, and then it'd be restarting at another level. Like that's exactly what that would do, man. That would be sweet. I'm
mm.
gonna have to jump on that. That's a great idea. Thank you for that.
Oh, not a problem. Because Ohio is obviously a football heavy state with the Browns, Ohio State,
Mm-hmm.
etc. But basketball is also up there too.
Yeah,
Now, so many
yeah,
hoopers come through this
definitely.
area. So many hoopers, even in the outer suburbs, that have gone on and done big things. You have like guys like Third Coast Hoops who were the start of all of this. They created
Yeah,
high school sports content, and he laid the foundation, and a lot of us just continued on with it.
yeah. Like I just was on Instagram and I was watching all these guys create content, and I'm like, oh man, gotta do it. Just gotta try.
Yeah.
What it doesn't hurt to try, right?
Oh yeah.
And I just did it, and now I'm just doing it.
People say, "What if I fail?" Well, you should say, "What if it works?" What if?
Right? Exactly, exactly. And the work is showing,
Oh
not
yeah.
just for me, but if you guys know hoops and horsepower, Fred,
Yep.
he's doing the same thing. He's just doing it and it's working. You're just doing it and it's working. It
Yeah.
takes time. It's not an easy grind, but
Oh no.
man, it just feels good to create content. Even if this is where I stay forever, it just feels good to do.
Yes. It's just putting that platform out there for not just
Mm-hmm.
ourselves, but for everyone, like all across Ohio.
Yeah,
That's the most important thing. It's not really about the money; it's about the value.
yeah. And what's crazy is it's working when you walk into a gym and somebody's like, "Oh, that's that one dude that made that one video," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." But don't treat me like that today. I'm just here to shoot around.
Yeah, I'm just here to do video. Thank
I'm
you.
just I'm
Just here
just
to do
here
a job.
today. Don't mind me.
Well, where can people find your content at? Where can people type
So
it in?
I actually upload on YouTube, obviously.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, flipped. Scoliosis
Yes.
Hoover, right there. You see.
Yep.
Um, Also, you can find me on Instagram at It's Really Miguel. I also upload on TikTok. Not as much.
Mhm.
TikTok is one of those things that I forget because when I get on there, I get stuck.
Mm.
So I tend not to upload too much on there, but you can find me on there as well.
Miguel, thank you once again for coming on and doing this interview, and thank you all for tuning in. You guys can check out Tapped In with Tony on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and You can even watch this episode on YouTube as well.
Y'all heard the man. Watch the video, and you can clip this. Make sure y'all watch the video, man. Thank you, my guy, for having me. I appreciate it. It's a
Absolutely.
blessing.
Yes, sir.